What's going on, everybody? This wasn't planned, as I would say. I wasn't planning on playing Modern Warfare, but I was actually about to play H1Z1 and do it H1Z1 and chill. But apparently, freaking PlayStation's undergoing maintenance unexpectedly. I just realized this. So, without further ado, I basically, let's see here. With all the, well, basically, first things first, I had made my own mods. Figured I should go ahead test out the bots and everything. So, um, hold on. When was this date created? Yeah, I made my own battle royale Call of Duty. See how it is. See how it feels. I might as well just go ahead test it with the bots. So, with this one right here, I basically took the time and see what it is. It's extremely fun when you play Call of Duty version of Battle Royale. But the problem is that, like, in this game, I don't know about Black Ops 4's Battle Royale. I mean, um, is that none of the maps is not as large enough per se for you to have yourself a battle royale. So I decided to take the time and decided to do certain things that is battle royale-ish, if you can say that, and some that's like within the middle of those things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what we can pick from here. And we're also going to knock it down to 10 players, which is like 10 AI, so we don't have to worry about anything. So, this is basically like bots only type of match. Obviously, everybody should know this by now. But yeah, I just want to see what this is about. Well, not really. I created this about like a month ago, so. Oh, snaps. Other than that, the results came out good. I mean, for a battle royale. But let's go ahead and see what we can do here. And hopefully, during this whole live stream, we can go ahead and talk about certain things. If not, all. Oh, shoot. Ah! Fudge. Hold on. Is that Zhuge Liang? From Dynasty Warriors? Alright, I see you, Raven Studios. Finally, somebody took notice within the Chinese history. Alright, who's gonna win here? Alright. It's only Schoolboy again. Oh, so apparently Schoolboy did die. Oh, shoot. Well, that didn't last long. Well, that was quick. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go crossfire. And yeah, back to that. I thought it was just H1Z1 that was having trouble with the internet connection. Apparently, I went to GTA, see what I could get from there. Because I was like, okay, H1Z1 isn't working right now, so might as well go ahead and hop on GTA and do a live stream on there. Apparently, they, I mean, no, GTA. Ugh, I can't even speak right now because of this. Anyway, But apparently GTA was already was not working. So I was like, are you serious? So I'm not worried about it. Really upsetting though, because I was really looking forward to live stream H1Z1. And I basically progressed. I took a lot of advices from people from certain videos, and I'm doing astonishingly well, per se, in the Battle Royale game. In H1Z1. I personally, I mean, I already said this before, but I personally prefer that over Fortnite, because I prefer, like, just your straight up shoot them, like those who are actually want to, like, do a gunfight, and the next thing you know, like, whoever wins, wins, you know? I mean, you don't have to deal with the building and shit, but, ooh. Yeah. But, without further ado, let's go ahead and see this. And, other than that... Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot! Ah! You bastard! Damn it! And he got me good, too. Damn. I was in 4th place, too. That's a shame. Let's go ahead and head over to Team Deathmatch, see what we can do from there. Yes. Oh, yeah, and I was actually planning on making more videos, but apparently my equipment broke down on me. That's not to say that... Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. But other than that, hopefully we'll get that back up and running soon. Where am I? Just gotta pull this up right now. Of course. It would not work when I really needed you the most. Bastards. Alright, here we go. Alright, let me try and turn this down. Bastards. There we go. That way I can see the chats from here. Not like I get any anyway. And that is my cat Jason. Alright. So let's go ahead and do this little team deathmatch. And see what I can think of it at the top of my head. But let's see. It's gonna be an hour-long live stream, hopefully, so we go have to kick things off. I've been hearing a lot of word lately about the whole children being separated from their parents. About I'm pretty sure everybody heard about this by now. And the thing is, I mean, I'm a little bit middle in between about letting people into this country, but I'm also very prominent of those that actually follow the legal papers and stuff in order for themselves to come into this country legally. And that's not to say that those who basically come into this country illegally should have the benefits, because here's my thing, in my personal opinion. I'm all like, I don't care if you come into this country legally or illegally, as long as you work. I mean, I've seen a lot of things people been saying that, oh, foreigners can't work and everything like that. I mean, I'm all in. I mean, if you come to this country, like I said, if you illegally or either you legally or illegally come to this country, and you basically work just to contribute to the country or anything like that, you deserve at least a fucking privilege to stay in this country without, like, you separating your kids and everything like that, man. Like, I mean, let's face it, folks. I mean, we could see, like, I could honestly understand about people coming to this country way too much. Like, we have, like, people were getting pissed because of this. Like, I mean, it's not just white people. I don't even know why people need a devil. No, I don't know why people think that everything is the white man's fault for some shit. But other than that, yes, if the person comes to this country illegally and they somehow like work and everything like that like, they came to this country just to find a job and everything, because in those particular countries like Mexico or fucking Syria or any other country out there that's third world, there is less opportunities than it is here in America. You might not think it isn't, but there is. Like, there isn't that much opportunity out there in their own homeland. And others might say, well, why don't they just stay there and contribute? Well, the thing is, though, it's hard. Like, their system is way more different than ours. And I'm talking about, like, way different and, like, governor-wise, political-wise, all that kind of stuff, man. Like, say, for instance, before the Syrian war started, there was a dictatorship, and, well, a dictator that was in office, Bashar al-Assad. Well, I think that's called the person's name. That's my fault on that one. That was my ignorance. But I forgot that man's name. But other than that, he still is, until he is overthrown or decide to sign a treaty of surrendering his power, which that's not going to happen anytime soon in the near future, until there is actually a ceasefire. But let's not get ahead of ourselves right there. But in Syria there was a dictator. There's a dictator that their country basically is, you don't have that opportunity because the person will actually, I'm gonna try and go into this as as open-minded as possible, but but they don't get that job opportunity because of the dictator. But also, some say, depending on the varies of how that dictator runs, and people think that that a dictator is like a fucking Hitler or Kim Jong-un or some shit like that. And I'm telling you, man, like, some countries had somewhat of a good dictator. I heard some people say that Saddam Hussein was a good dictator or some shit like that, and everybody else in that matter. But like I said, I'm not even from those particular countries as a whole, as a person. We can all just sit here and agree that yes, there is, I don't know, man, it's hard for me to explain this, but other than that, because at this point I'm beginning to ramble on, I'm lost in words of thought here about this whole immigration thing. But my thing is this: if you come to this country legally, then you are more than likely to stay. But as long as you follow the rules and the laws and everything like that, you should be good. Like, I don't see why it has to be big of a deal for everybody to do that. According to what I've read, is that, if I remember correctly, didn't Bill Clinton put that shit in back around the 90s at least, when in that whole fucking kid getting deported back to Cuba or some shit like that happened? Seriously, y'all, like, you can't just think that Donald Trump is the fucking reason of all fucking things that is going on in this world, man. Like, the man just fucking, pretty much, this is the first time in history that that both Korean nations are actually coming back together, and this is huge in the Asian world, in the East Asian world. Like, seriously, like, these guys been going neck to neck for, I'm talking about like years. I'm talking about after the Korean War. So if you think like Donald Trump's a bad man, like, yeah, there's other people involved in that brought South and North Korea into peace. Let's face it, man. Look at this from a different perspective, from an open-minded. Just get that hatred of Donald Trump out of your system for a minute and think about this in a historical perspective. If you think, let's face it, Donald Trump did some stupid shit that not many people agree with, but the same thing can be said about Obama, man. Like, everybody has this huge standard about these political policies and everything like that, but they fail to realize is that most of them laws are not what it's supposed to be. Like, yeah, they think that Donald Trump implemented, like, Donald Trump enforced them laws or whatever the fuck because it was implemented by Obama himself. But people fail to realize that because, well, they give him an easy pass because he's a Democrat or whatever. But it's so funny to me, to people who think that it's okay for them to bitch about this, the Republican and everything, because everything the Republicans do is very, very bad. The Republicans are bad people. No, I mean, I grew up in that environment too. Like, the Republicans don't give a shit about, like, minorities. You don't give a shit about the poor, etc., etc., etc. I'm not saying that I'm a Republican myself, but I think both parties are equally shit. But to each their own. I mean, you can't just sit up here. I mean, if you go to bitch about Trump doing this, you might as well just go ahead and bitch about the same person that implemented the laws in the first place. And which boils back to the fucking immigration thing. Like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up how you put all these people in the fucking cages and shit. But at the same time, though, like, there has to be another way to make it feel like it's less comfortable for them to, like, at least get back home to their family. Like, I even seen this one report from this one news source, and this is one of the reasons why I don't watch news anyway, but they try to twist and turn it to make it look like it's very bad to bring him back home or whatever. I mean, this little boy came to this country illegally because of his father, and now the little boy is going back home to his father. But that's the sad part about it, man. Like, I mean, those are kids, man. Fucking kids. Like, you put them in fucking cages and shit like that, man. And that's one thing I hate. Like, you're treating it like it's like fucking Guantanamo Bay. Like, that's the fucking not nail conflict. Damn, I'm so going into this blindly, but that's just making it. That's just adding more fuel to the fire, man. Like, you can't just treat people like that, man. Like, that's because to me that's considered inhumane. Like, them people did not do anything. They especially them kids, man. They did not kill nobody. They did not hurt nobody. No harm or anything. Now, if it's like say for instance somebody decide to shoot up the whole damn. If it's a foreigner that decide to shoot up everybody, etc., causing terroristic threats. And then, by all means, the individual deserves to be in those. Excuse me. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. Deserves to be in those type of cages that them kids are in. Now, I would say there's no better way to do it, to say this, but there's no other solution to it. But I would believe that if the family really want to stay in America, there has to be a plea or some way. Like, they can stay in the country, but they can find a way to, like, if they really, and I mean, let's be real here, if they really want to stay in this country, then there should be a way for them to stay in this country without them, like, being forced back. Because I think, though there are those particular foreigners that just come here just to work, and trust me, I'm all in for those who just want to contribute to this country and everything. It's the same thing I'll say about the other people who ended up on disabilities. Like, I'm all in for the working class. I don't care if you're illegal or anything like that. My point stands about this, and this is my personal opinion, is that if you are a foreigner and you come into this country illegally, and then you just work and work and work, and you know what? You deserve your own fucking credibility of becoming a United States citizen. Point blank, period. Now, if you come into this country and sit on your fucking ass and do absolutely fucking nothing, but instead of besides receiving fucking checks and stuff every month, then yes, you do not deserve to be in this country no more. Like, that's the bottom line right there, man. Like, you can't be. Here's my thing, though. You can't be friendly to everybody. You have to put your foot down on every situation that is happening, man. Because, let's face it, people voted for Trump because of the whole bullshit. And people are getting tired of Democrats running the show and everything. Let's face it. I mean, we've been running the show with the same Democratic president for about 4 years. And I'm not saying that Obama was a bad president. He did some things that are somewhat good, and he did some things that are somewhat bad. It's the same thing that we'll say about Trump later on within the near future. And it's also the same thing that we'll say about the previous presidents, like that goddamn George W. Bush. But, yeah, I mean, that's just the bottom line right there. People cannot just keep on listening and buy into that propaganda shit because of some shit that is going on. Like, you cannot control that shit. Like, this is the same thing that I said about a year or so ago. Like, you cannot control that shit. Like, no matter what you see on the news, man, it's not gonna, like, you're not solving anything. Like all you gotta do is, I mean, like, here's my thing. If you are a foreigner, like, I still have yet, well, actually, if you're a foreigner and you come into this country illegally, and yes, and here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this again, is that if you came into this country and if you work, or if you're from a family that actually came to this country legally, then you should not be worrying about it. They're not throwing you out if you came into this country legally, because look, listen, if the people decided to fucking say you should leave the country, or you got the border patrol knocking at your door right now, or whatever, then show them the fucking papers. I'm pretty sure someone within your family has the fucking documentations of those particular documentations that you came into this country legally. They can't fuck with you on that one. And I'm being dead serious on that. If you came into this country legally, or if one of your family decide to serve, and well, actually no, whoa, where'd he come from? Anyway, Anyway, if you, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's documentations on that one as well. I mean, like, if someone such as, like, y'all came into this country legally, then y'all shouldn't have to worry about it. And this is what creates fear and stuff about people, man. And trust me, it doesn't hurt too much to look up about the laws of the legal immigration and everything. I mean, if you think that's worse, try try moving to Canada as a U.S. foreign citizen. As a U.S. citizen, and you try to switch citizenships with the Canada, it takes 10 motherfucking years in order for yourself to get into that country. 10 years. That is how fucking strong their policy is, but against on foreigners, those who try to move in. Fuck. Those who try to move into the country. There's so many things that they try to force the foreign policy, and this is what we're seeing in the United States. I think that people should follow the legal papers good and well, because if that's not the case, then don't bother coming to this country. Like, I see, like, hey, this is the funniest part. No matter what you do, and this isn't racist, I mean, even though I'm black, but I'm not gonna use that card. But let's face it, whatever you do to the Mexican, to the border of Mexico, they will find a fucking way to get to here in this country illegally. There's no matter what you do, you could build a fucking wall, like Donald Trump said. They will still find a fucking way to get through them. They're fucking smart. They are. They're not dumb. They're fucking smart. And if they do, like, even if we do whatever we can in our arsenal to make sure that they don't come to this fucking country illegally, they will find a fucking way. You could build like a fucking goddamn electric fence. Them niggas will find a way to get in this country without a doubt. Like, that's not being racist. That's just giving the credibility that they just want to come to this country. There's no way in and out of it. But the sad part is that, I mean, there's some shit going on in Mexico that they cannot control. Like, in Mexico is not bad, as people make it out to be. It's not really that bad, but there's like some horrible shit that goes on now over there, like the drug cartels and all that kind of shit. But I mean, them people, they just want to come to this country just to be free. Now, to boil it down to is this is what happens, and this is how I think things like this, that people became so prejudiced about certain things. Fuck. Anyway, if it boils down to this, is When it comes to, well, let's look at the Europeans, for example. The Europeans, for years, since the Syrian war started, have opened up their borders, and there's like nothing but problem. Like most of the areas is fucking, it's overpopulated. It is, and plus more crime rates is happening. And you go have those crazy motherfuckers that'll say it's a white man's country and all that kind of shit. I mean, you gonna hear those type of people, but at the end of the day, man, those are just crazy ass people. But there is a problem that should be enforced. But you got those European leaders at the EU who are stupid as fuck because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I can see why the UK decided to break free from the freaking EU because none of them don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's only a matter of time before people get sick and tired of the EU and they want the whole entire EU to be disbanded. But since that started about letting the people in, I mean let's look back at the 2016 election, man. People, they didn't vote because of racism or because of xenophobia. They voted because they don't want more foreigners to be, because they don't want America to be like those European nations that fell. Like, they're not racist, they just care about their country. This is what people fail to realize. Like, yeah, yeah, we should help people, but at the same time, we need to focus on ourselves, man. Like forget, we can't even prevent some of the things that is going on in this nation. Like, we can't, like, there's a fucking school shooting. There's like, and that's one thing that I really want to talk about here in a bit, as soon as I'm done with this, because this is the shit that I really want to say. But before I lose track here, there is, without a serious amount of a doubt, that we do have problems in this country, and that is considered to be a fact. Like, we got people who think they're being quote unquote oppressed, because I don't know where the fuck that shit came from, but according to what people have been saying, is that this shit been going on for years. And I'm talking about years, like back around fucking MySpace day, man. God damn, it's been that long, and it somehow just sprung out of control because of the whole fucking feminist bullshit thing that they think that they're being oppressed. Or like, hold on, let me be real here. Yes, there is some things that needs to be addressed, like how the rich white boys decide to be well, rich people in general. We're not gonna go with the whole racial stuff, and I'm gonna keep this to the low. Yes, there are rich people who get away with this shit because we all know that they somehow said something behind the back within the judge. Like that one dude from Stanford, man. Like, that dude should have had a book thrown at him, and there was like 2 fucking witnesses to do that shit. But someone decides to throw a book at him, and he now all of a sudden he returns back to Ohio. That nigga should be lucky that nobody didn't shoot his ass. Oh fuck, I lost in this one. Anyway, he should have never ever walked among the streets again. Like, bro, if there's like 2 dudes that see you raping a woman, then that is a fucking problem, dude. I mean, that should be a book thrown at you right then and there, man. Excuse me. Yeah, man, that's fucking bullshit. And the fucking judicial system, man, it's disgusting here in this country. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all in for the police and everything, but there's been some awfully a lot of shittiness going on. Like that Valentine's Day massacre, not the old one, I'm talking about the recent one, the one down in Florida, when that dude shot up them 17 kids, man. I mean, that shit pissed me the fuck off. I mean, you seen police officers all over the fucking place, man, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And here's the worst part, man, they arrested the motherfucker. They really did. Like, seriously, they, like, really, you just gonna arrest a person who just killed 17 fucking people? Are you serious right now? And that's the scariest thing. Like, you're literally fucking arresting people who just shot and killed innocent lives. Probably even more if that motherfucker was to walk free. This dude committed a terrorist attack, a domesticated terrorist attack. There is no way, shape, or form we could avoid this. So, and the funniest part is, they can't Oh, they allowed to arrest the person who shot up all them people, but it's okay for them to shoot unarmed black man or unarmed people in general. Like, this is what pisses me off. And the thing though is that, like, you are trained to do what you got to do to protect lives. Like, you swore under the earth, under the oath. Ugh, I don't even know why I said earth for. This is what happens when you come in the stream unprepared. But I mean, this is just mind-boggling, man. Like, people, like, you're arresting people that murder people, but yet you want to shoot somebody that's like probably isn't a threat at all. Probably was scared. I mean, yeah, we could all sit here and agree that the Michael Brown thing, we could all come to agree that on that one. But we don't even know what happened, because we don't even know what happened between the events of the shooting, the confrontation, and the death. That's the thing, and that's the cold hard truth. But no one knows what happened besides that one cop down in South Carolina, which could have fucking implemented a fucking riot. And I'm so glad that somebody actually was there to film that shit, because if he didn't film that shit and the cop fucking put the gun there and the fucking officer was fucking black, this is what people fail to fucking realize, is that the officer there, I mean, for the video that I've seen, was fucking black. And plus, people think that all police officers are white police officers are bad, but there's like the Eric Garner thing. Look at the fucking photos and see what to yourself, are there, like, if all of those officers that was there during the the Eric Garner thing was white. There's half white and half black. There's a bunch of people that been doing that shit. And let's be real here, those motherfuckers, they know what they're doing. Like, the thing is, though, is that people are so blinded by the fact that, oh, white men are coming out to get us and all that kind of shit. I mean, it's so, I mean, everybody, my community in general, are so hell-bent on racism. It's not even funny, man. Like, I even had this one driver, and God forbid if I even had to ride with him ever again, but this is like months ago. This nigga actually had the nerve to say something about white people and say that, I forgot what that damn guy said, but it's something. But I know there's one fucking word that there was the sentence that he said that made no fucking sense. Like, I'm not being racist to white. Like, I'm not being racist. That's prejudice. There's a difference. So I was like, nigga, are you for real right now? Like, you just basically judge somebody by basically their own skin. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now, man? I mean, this is how fucking low. And I hate to say this is how fucking low our community is, the black community at least. And I really hate to say that, but I mean, even if you do talk about what's the wrongs in this community, you either be labeled as a coon or you're somebody that don't fucking stand. And this is what's funny to me, dude. And plus, this is the same thing. I don't know what is it with me and these drivers that act like they're fucking like like they're speaking the truth and everything, but when actually it really isn't. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody knows. But this dude literally said that I should watch the news, and I said, why should I watch the news? Because what's the point of watching the news? I have my disagreement. He said, and this nigga literally stopped the fucking car and said that. Then turned the fucking around and looked at me dead in my face and said, you should start watching the news. And I was like, why? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You're my fucking driver, Uber or Lyft driver. And you know what, man? This is how separate this fucking country is, because, I mean, people been saying this for years. Don't even listen to what the fucking news tells you. And it's beginning to show its true effects, bro. Really is. And these people are getting crazier and crazier as the day goes by, man. Like, it's going to be worse. And plus, not to mention, you got the fucking social media. People are still spreading that fake news shit all around, and it's very fucking scary, man. Like, you don't know if these particular people are gonna be like this, are gonna be this fucking crazy, man. Like, it's bad enough that people are thinking that the government's out them to get them and shit like that, bro. Like, I mean, I used to be in that route too, back when I was young, but I just came to realize that, man, all the stuff. I mean, if all the stuff that I know, I would have been assassinated. Like, let's be real right now. I'm pretty sure everybody would have been assassinated by now. But the scariest part is that people in this country are so hell-bent are trying to overthrow the government. It's not even fucking funny. Like, Oh my god, my head hurts just by talking about it. You know, I'm done talking about this shit because every time I talk about it, I don't like I get real fucking pissed. So I mean, it makes my head hurts just by thinking about that shit because I mean, to be on a real right now, speaking about politics in general, it really tempers my soul. Like it really irritates my fucking soul to the minimum, to the max. Because I mean, people in today's society, everything has to be fucking political. Like every fucking thing under the fucking sun has to be about political stuff. You never hear this shit, and usually the only way. And my late grandfather, God bless his soul, said the only way to start arguments is either politics or religion. Those are two things that should not even be brought up into certain conversations, especially around sports, gaming, and or any other entertainment industry out there that should not be able to push their own fucking agenda. I understand there are some that said that are just using that individual's message, like based on a true story, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, we can all understand that. But if it's like something that's like just to push the fucking narrative about like what the fuck goes on in this country or something like that, just to push that fucking agenda, I mean that political agenda, that's this is asinine. Like, let's be real here. Now, Black Panther, I really enjoy Black Panther. It really isn't that bad of a movie as people make it out to be. I mean, but then you got all these niggas coming out and shit, like saying like this is the Black Panther, you better watch out, this is our movie. I was like, motherfucker, are you for real? Have you not seen fucking Blade and shit? And you see, this is the funny part though. These are the same type of niggas that never even fucking bother watching any other movie out there. Like there was Undercover Brother, there was fucking Blade 3, I think it was like 4, or I'm not too sure. All I remember was three parts. But Blade, like any like Gothica or any other black movie out there, man. And this is the only fucking movie that nobody even pays attention to, like everybody wants to pay attention to because it's some black superhero. But even then, they said that the Black Panther was created by a white man, so well, by a white person. But yeah, you get the story here. But I mean, are you fucking kidding me, man? Like, god damn, this fucking people, man, they're fucking retarded. And I really hate to say this, man, but people are ignorant. And oh my Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, it's really sad just to think about it too, man. Like, it really bothers me to the point that I mean, people can be so ignorant. I mean, yeah, me rambling on and all that kind of stuff moments ago was based on ignorance itself, but excuse me, oh my god, I need to stop that. But it's very sad to think that every fucking person out there has to be at least political. I mean, it comes to the part now, like, everybody just say fuck it, I'm done with social media and all that kind of stuff. I mean, hell, there was even one time that I just said, you know what, fuck Twitter, I'm not coming back on here no more. But I chose to stay on it because, let's face it, I like Twitter. I like to interact on there because I don't think it's not a bad website. I mean, despite the fact that people been complaining and shit, I mean, it's like, I mean, I don't care, man. I don't bother that many people on there anyway. But there is some way that we can do. Well, actually, shit, I'm losing track here. But yeah, Twitter is my favorite site to go to. But even then, I get a little bit agitated. I mean, I rarely post anything on Twitter anyway. That's why I just stopped caring. And the same thing with YouTube. I could really care less about YouTube. I mean, even though I've been on YouTube for like almost 10 years, man. 10. Whew. God dang. I remember my first day when I came on YouTube. Man, let me go ahead and talk about this, man, because within 2 months, man, this channel will be like 10 years old, bro. 10 years old. And I started this account when I was 13 years old, bro. Like, I mean, I really back then, and even to this day, man, I always wanted to play video games and post them um, on my channel. That's always been my thing, like for those past 10 years. And back then, man, I mean, back then, man, I couldn't even afford a goddamn fucking camera, man. I was lucky enough to download fucking Frabs and post my gameplay of GTA San Andreas from the PC on there, man, because that was the only game that I could play. And I always love posting gameplay footages on there, man. And I still do it to this day. I still do. Why do you think I just don't do no commentaries and shit, man? Um because I find that to be more fun and it keeps me more paced. Just like you see in this game right here, when I'm doing a commentary, if I talk, I just lose focus. That's the thing. If I was to go in here without doing commentary, then I'm pretty sure I'll be a lot more better than I was before. And I realize this too, like if I talk, I lose focus. If I don't talk, then I gain focus. And that's just the way how I am. I don't multitask that much because A, I'm not really good at multitasking at first, well at best, and B, I prefer to be more focused on a game. Which is like, I mean, I see so many people that think that like that think and that think that commentary is the best way to go. And it's really funny though, because I remember that Daddy 05. Oh look, hey buddy, how you doing? Anyway, I remember this one guy on the Daddy 05 video that says that if you want to become a YouTuber, then I forgot what that dude said that day, but and I just told him straight up, like, dude, I just make games for. I mean, I just made this channel just to make gameplay footages. Like, I never get into these dramas and shit. But, yeah, that's what I do, man. Like, make gameplay videos. That's it, man. And it's going by my business. Like, I'm not on YouTube just to make money or anything like that. I mean, I don't really see myself sitting on my behind wasting like 5 to 10 hours when I could just use that just to move around. Like I'm a very movable person, and I actually enjoy going out and work instead of just like sitting at home. I mean, we all have our preferences. I mean, if you want to become a YouTuber, that's on you. I mean, more power to you. But YouTube is getting more shittier as the day goes by. But just thought I should warn you on that one. And and plus, I've seen so many YouTubers, and I'm not throwing in anybody under the bus here, that always, and I see some YouTubers that fall off the grid and they were never heard from or seen from again. That's the thing. And once that relevancy starts to drain out, they disappear. So that is the reason why I've stopped like following that YouTube trend, because at first, couple years or so back, I was like, okay, well, I decided to just become a YouTuber. Then I'll look at it from a standpoint is that I prefer that that I should sit in a steady income where I actually get paid at least every 2 weeks, at least to the very minimum, and I shouldn't have to be judged based on my pay. Like, I shouldn't be paid based on my performance. And yeah, let's be clear here. I'm not the most entertainable person on this planet, on this platform at least. I can sit here and tell you why I'm not that very entertaining, but I can tell you for one thing is that at least I tried, at least. And I know some people out there will say, well, you could do it. I mean, it's not really that hard, but this thing though, like, is very hard. Like what I'm doing right now. I mean, I tend to pause. I tend to screw up on my voice. Well, not my voice, on how I talk and everything, because I came in unprepared. I don't have a script or anything. Now, the one video that I made about the whole E3 thing, that was basically I wrote that on a script. Yeah, I actually took the time out of my day and made a script because that way I don't ramble on and everything and stuff while I'm making a video. I mean, it's the same thing that I can say about all the other videos. And I was actually planning on making, like, at least making videos, controversial videos or whatever. But even then, I sat back and said, you know what, man, I don't want all this attention and stuff. Excuse me. Like, I really don't want all the attention to this channel. Like, I'm just here to have fun. I mean, if anybody else want to have fun, they can have fun. Like, that's the thing. And that's what I'm here for. And I might not be entertaining, like I said, but at least I tried to be at least entertaining. But at the same time, though, like, I want everybody else to have fun. That's the thing. I mean, yeah, I know I'm contradicting myself, but at the same time, though, like, this ain't no self-pity party. Like, I'm not pitying myself. I'm not putting a pity party for myself or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I just don't see myself becoming a YouTuber. That's the thing. And I much prefer to have a steady income where I just have income coming in without even worrying about this and that, losing subscribers and everything. Because I know that YouTubers, especially with the whole adpocalypse or anything like that, man. And to this day, bro, it fucked everybody up, man. It fucked every single one of your favorite YouTubers, man. Like PewDiePie or Rob Dyke, man. Everybody went through that whole shit, man. And it hurt their income, their revenue, and everything, man. They had to fucking use Patreon, and that's the thing, though, bro. Like, I mean, I look at it as a standpoint, and I look at it as I need my income, and I need it to be at least at this amount. I could care less. That's the thing. Like, I don't have to worry about no shitty news article that just somehow posted about PewDiePie saying the N-word or this and that, this and that, this and that. I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, I mean, it's a very sad day for YouTube, because I've been on this site for almost 10 years now. 11, well, actually 12, counting before I even made an account on there. So, to think that YouTube would have been a lot more better back then is completely sad. Like, I mean, I remember back when people made YouTube videos just for fun, but then they decided to make it as a job. I mean, people now are just in it for the money. They just like doing clickbaits and shit like that, man. Like, they don't give a shit if it's sexualized or anything like that, bro. Like, clickbait. Like, yeah, I can understand about the whole clickbait thing. I mean, I sort of did my own thumbnail, but at the same time, I just like, you know what? They go see this fucking gameplay. Like, they just go see this cover, whatever shows up on that first thumbnail, whatever showed up on that thumbnail. That's it. Like, that's it. As long as the video's uploaded, I'm good. But some people just like, oh my god, fucking Fortnite. Now, I'll be the first one to say this, man. There is more clickbait on Fortnite than ever before, bro. Like, let's be real here, because, yeah, I mean, let's be real here, yeah, because Call of Duty has its clickbaits, Rainbow Six Siege has its own clickbaits, everybody has their own clickbaits, at least every once in a while, but Fortnite gets it the worst, bro. Like, there's fucking things, people sexualizing certain characters on there, and I want to go on in that one, and plus there's more there's kids on here, more than ever, and the scary part is that they know, and you know how kids are, especially those who are teenagers. Once they put something sexualized on that profile, well, not on a profile, but on a video, they go automatically click it just to gain that revenue. And it's very sad to even say this, that most people just don't really give a fuck about viewers anymore. I mean, besides very few. But yeah, man, I mean, But other than that, let's not lose our heads here. But I still remember some of the things back around the older YouTube days. Like just recently, I looked up This is Sparta, the remix. Oh my god. That video is gotta be at least close to fucking 11 years old now. And I was just like, holy shit. Am I really that fucking old? Like, I'm 23 now, and I seen that video, I think, back when I was 13 years old, so, good god. Like, that fucking video is, like, old as shit. Especially the song, man, like, Jesus. Like, to think that you would just look back on some of the older videos and you just like, holy shit, was that really that long? Like, where the fuck, like, when the time flew by, man? Like, I mean, yeah, it's very sad. I mean, I remember all the old, I think, well, not all, but some, like Fred Figglehorn. Good God, man. I could tell you a lot of stories about that dude. His career fell off the fucking map when he decided to sign up with Nickelodeon. And that is when his career was shot down. If he did not sign up for Nickelodeon, I'm certain that he would have survived at least another 5 years or more, if not more. I'm pretty sure, like, he would have survived a lot more longer. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that some people still remember Fred Figglehorn, man. I mean, yeah, I remember, like, that dude used to be annoying as shit. But at the same time, though, like, the dude, to this point, I still don't see how that's funny. I mean, there's this other guy, Make Me Bad 35. I think I must mess up his number there, but he made good content as well, and he does somewhat of the same thing as Fred Figglehorn, but there was a feud. He had this character, Make Me Bad did, called Jimmy, and according to what he said, was that Jimmy was actually the first one created before Fred Figglehorn. I was like, oh shit, it's about to be some shit. Oh shit, damn son, you just blew yourself up right there. But I was like, oh shit, nah. But yeah, man. Especially the whole irate gamer beef. I mean, it wasn't really a beef. It was mainly like a flame war between two fanboys who like different game reviewers, like Angry Video Game Nerd and Irate Gamer. And I'm gonna be completely real here, and I don't jump on the hate bandwagon as much, but I watched Irate Gamer first for ABGN, and personally I prefer Irate Gamer because, well, he's my first video game reviewer, and somehow in my teen years, somehow when I was a kid, I used to find him very entertaining, like very fun to watch. But at the same time, though, if you look back at it, he did some really shady shit too. I mean, let's not forget about that. I mean, any bad YouTuber used to do that shit back in the day. So, I remember this guy named Army21. He made a video about him, and oh my god. Next thing you know, I believe that the video was his channel was shut down by him. I don't remember the full story, but I heard that his channel was shut down, and a certain YouTuber, man, he went off on this guy. Like, they think it was Irate Gamer at first, and I was like, wow, dude, they slaughtering this motherfucker, man. Like, slaughter him badly. And that was, I think that was the beginning of the flame war. And then I mean, it continued on. Let's not forget about that one, man. It continued all the way up to, I think it stopped around 2000, between 2009 and 2011. And that was the end all be all. I don't know how it ended, but the last time I checked was about 5 years ago. Irate Gamer made a video of him basically addressing the trauma for the first time in years. So where he's at now is beyond me. I mean, the guy probably moved on. He probably went back to like making ghost videos. We don't know, but more power to him. And we don't know what happened to Angry Video Game Nerd as well. I mean, best of luck to him as well. I mean, shoot, I remember this other guy. What the buck? No, not the F word, the B word. What the buck? So, this guy, I don't know if he's still around to this day as well, but he's an old school YouTuber as well. He's been around longer than anybody else on there, at least. And he was, I think he still is to this day. I'm not too sure, but he used to do like news, like following up on certain celebrities, etc., etc. Man, he made some good videos on that one too for a news person. So, hold on, I gotta get my controller right here. Anyway, he made some good, interesting videos. Who's the other one? Sean Dawson? Sean Dawson, yeah, he made some good videos as well. I mean, let's see, who else? We're going back. Like, we're going way back. Somebody, I don't know if they want their names to be presented on here because I'm not throwing them under the bus or anything. RMate21, Junior Fan. Let's see, who else? Cyberwolf. Who else? I'm trying to remember. Lily Livers. RCDC. Remember? I remember that. I forgot that one British guy's name, but who else? Dang, there's like so many older YouTubers that been on here longer, man, and it's incredible. Some still make YouTube videos to this day. Some stopped. Some just didn't give a fuck. They just fell off the map. But yeah, man, like it's crazy though. I mean, to think that this channel myself and it's going straight to 10 years, man. It's a huge milestone that I wouldn't expect it to happen. I mean, at first, let me tell you how really, how I started making YouTube videos is to look back at some of my very first ones. I think my most successful one, hold on, let me see here, because I'm actually looking at the videos right now. I think my most successful one as of this moment is WWE 2K16. My very first video was WWE versus TNA. Man, and oh my god, I mean, that was the day when I was a huge wrestling, a huge wrestling fan, and I'm talking about huge wrestling fan. So usually I made videos about wrestling, and I try to be like a freaking wrestling commentator. Well, not really a commentator, but just make still images. I made an Umaga tribute. If you know about Dynasty Warriors, I made Dynasty Warriors tribute. WWE versus TNA. Good God, they this one meme that says you're supposed to be my friend. Oh my God, I cannot believe some of these older videos are like 8 years old. Especially my I think this might be the first one. No, the very first one is in my hard drive on a very old computer, but that's gone, man. They're all in the dumpster. I hate that shit. But pushing forward, these searches, my search stories, holy smokes, man. Me and this other guy, originally his name was WWE Dynasty Warriors WWE, and he was my actually, no, who was that? Who was my first one? The first one was Lord Marchow 165, if I can remember correctly, and the other one was WWE Dynasty Warriors WWE. The other one, the next one was Zayd is Me. I don't know what happened to him. And the other one was Tim. I remember his name. I'm just gonna call him Timothy for now on. Timothy. And me and WWE Dynasty Warriors, or WDW, basically me and him, we were like exchanging messages and everything. This is how old this is how you can tell I'm a very old school old school person, is that we PM each other like back and forth. We did the same thing with Lord Marchow. Like, Like we all had like a freaking club. Oh my god. I'm not gonna mention the club's name. That club is gone now, but oh my god. It was basically a somewhat of a troll dedication. it was it was dedicated for trolling people that like they're like little kids and stuff. I still they're not little kids, but but they're just basically people that were acting like idiots. I remember this one guy. Oh my god, I think he was a Chris Crocker ripoff, but his name was Love God 827. But this guy, this cat man, everybody was supposed to fucking shout this guy like really badly, and I could tell you from a mile away that this guy was like being called a whole ton of names, like badly. I think this guy just needed, to this day, I think he just did that just to get attention, or just trying to be a ripoff. Or just trying to be a ripoff of Chris Cocker, because I think Chris Cocker video was still big at that time. And this other one named Josh YouTuber, oh my god, I think this kid was just like basically trolling the fucking shit out of everybody just to get that attention, man. I mean, to think that these guys who was under the radar, who was under this microscope back in the days, it makes you want to wonder how they're doing now in this day, in today's day and age. Because some, like I said before about the other YouTubers, some may have fell off the map, or some may have just stopped. But I mean, yeah, I mean, YouTube is suddenly changed, and like I said, man, I think. Hold on, I'm trying to get back here. And this is the day where I actually got a PS4, man. And I realize now, because I always wanted to make gameplay videos, like I said before. And I started doing that. And my very first gameplay video was Randy Orton versus Triple H in an Inferno match. 6 years ago, 145 views, and I think I got a dislike on this one. Yep, I got a dislike. no, no big surprise there. But and the next one, which got 30 views, which is like a 23-second video, Vladimir Kozlov versus RVD from SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, if I remember correctly. Yeah, actually, judged by the graphics, yeah, this is 2011, 2010. Yeah, the very first one, Randy Orton vs. Triple H, is 2010. This one here is 2011. So basically, these are like a year apart. Go figure. And this is when the real fun began. Was I made a first ever online game. It's called My BF4 Online Gameplay. I only got 9 views. I did Injustice God, God Among Us Ultimate Edition, Scorpion versus who's this? Solomon Grundy, and which gained 20 views. And this is the craziest one. And I just started posting random gameplays on here, and thankfully I did do everything to make it my point of the channel. Make sure it's good. Actually, his name is IV Gaming 7, and he still remembered me to this day. Like he still remembered my original name. My original name was Killer Snake 94, and yeah, don't ask me. You know me, I was a kid back in the day, but this is like basically all the gameplay videos, and just by looking at it now, I mean, just to think, man, like, holy crap, like, I didn't know, like, I could actually reach this potential. Like, it was at least 8 years too late. Well, not 8 years too late, but it was like 6 years. I started doing gameplay videos around 2015. Was that 2014? I think that was 2014. But I think I was 4 years too late. But I could care less. Because like I said, I'm not here for the fame, I'm not here for a fortune. I'm just here to make live streams. But yeah, man, like I'm very proud of being on YouTube, and just making these videos and make my hobby. Excuse me, making my hobby. And it's always good to do what you like to do because um like you never know. You never know when it like you can't just sit there and wait for things to happen. I mean, like it's very fun to make YouTube videos, and to this day, despite all the shit that's going on YouTube, I'll still always find a way to make videos, just to find a way to just post them on there because I like doing that. I like making videos. I try to get back onto it, but with me having these working and everything like that, I mean, that's not an excuse. I can still find the time, but most days I just don't feel like putting it on there. Like, but yeah, man, it's. I will say this, and I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm about to end this live stream here in a few minutes. Is that do what you think is best for you, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to like force yourself. And that's why I always tell people, man, like whenever time I make these certain videos, or well, this here's a live stream. So this is what I do. This is what I say. If you like my videos, you can like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's the end of the day. Like it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I mean, I'm still gonna keep on making videos, however, but at the same time though, bro, like don't but like you don't have to like my videos anytime, man. You just go ahead and dislike it, but still I'm still gonna keep on pumping out videos. It might not be every day, but you get the story. But yeah, without further ado, I know I did my little rambling, so I'm done here for tonight. I might do a live stream, I think tomorrow, so we can get back on track with things. Um, like I said, this stream wasn't intended to be Modern Warfare Remastered. I wasn't prepared for this. So hopefully tomorrow we might do a live stream of H1Z1. But other than that, I might just go ahead and start doing some live stream for sports too, non-commentary ones. So I'm gonna still continue on making commentary videos like these when I feel like talking, but just be warned, I don't make commentary videos, so you don't have to hear my voice in every single fucking live stream. So yeah, but yeah, I'm just gonna do what I can. I'm just gonna do what I just do what I do on my channel, and be bygones. But yeah. Other than that though, yay for me for my upcoming 10th anniversary on YouTube. Woo! I mean, reach that milestone. But yeah. Anyway, let me go ahead and end the stream. You guys have a good night. Thank you all for coming, and hope you guys have a good night. And peace.